going on, people? It's your boy the Kryptonian saying, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 154. And the very first question I have is, what the fuck did Django do to get old boy this pissed off, man? Like, you got a lot of people just getting their asses handed to them right now. Like, I want to know just what happened. And I went back and looked at the cover stories. I know they had the dance off, and then it was, found out that, Django might be there, and then Django, takes off the glasses. You see the heart-shaped eyes, and he gets the fuck out of there. So, really, I don't know. I think I missed something on this, man. I think I missed something. But this chapter, pretty simple, for the most part. But one thing did happen in this chapter. I've said this before a couple of times, particularly with the scene where Luffy, right before he meets Captain Smoker, one of the things that really just stood out to me was the fact that Luffy is looking up at the scaffold where Gold Roger was put to death. And I said two things. I said, well, maybe, that's foreshadowing Luffy's going to be there, because he was put in that, thing where, like, your arms, or not your arms, your hands and your head sticking out. I can't think of what it's called. But he was putting that by Buggy. And I'll say it's too much symbolism with Gold Roger and Luffy. And then the other thing I said was, like, well, if he's not going to die, I'm wondering, is Luffy his great-grandson or grandson? Like, however that's going to work. I was like, they have to be related in some type of way. And there's this scene in here right after Dalton finds out that Luffy not only has a $30 million berry on his head, berry bounty on his head, but it's what the witch doctor says. Right here, she says, okay, and make sure it's the right panel. Okay, have you ever heard of Gold D. Roger? And then Dalton says, D, you mean Gold Roger. There's not a soul in the world who hasn't heard of him. Then she's looking and she says, is that what he's called now? Question mark. It seems our reindeer will get more than he bargained for, but it's this next panel that's really interesting to me, because she says, so the will of D lives on. And then right after that, you've got Luffy kind of acting a fucking fool. And the reason why that just stood out to me is I know from, following Unexpected Wonders post and just seeing little small things. I know Luffy's full name is Luffy D Monkey, and I have not seen that in the manga so far. And now you have emphasis on D. Like, this fucker's related to him. Like, I'm calling this. Like, he's a long lost kin or adopted grandson, something. Like, that isn't done by mistake. That isn't done by mistake. And I like the timing of it, because Luffy wants to be king of the pirates. You have the bounty. Luffy was excited about the bounty, name recognition, and then all that's put in there right after we have Ace finally making his appearance. So he shows up, and he was hunting down. That is my phone. But he was hunting down what's his face, Blackbeard. And what ended up happening was he said, well, if you see a guy with a straw hat, come on this island, tell him I'm looking for him. And he says, well, my name's Ace. And he says Luffy's name. Like, oh man, this is getting good, man. And you guys told me when I did the 1 minute melee reaction, like, you're getting really close to Ace making his debut. I am getting close. I'm here now. This is pretty cool, man. Like, I like this. And after seeing this 1 minute melee, and then seeing how he basically shut Natsu's ass the fuck up, like, I know Ace can throw down, man. This is gonna be good, man. Like, let me know now. This is a little bit of a spoiler, so I don't mind it, because it's just a little bit. I gotta know, is Luffy gonna fight Ace? Oh man, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good, man. That's gonna be good. Like, oh shit. But okay, getting into this chapter. The other thing, because I will turn into a fanboy over this shit. Because after I saw Ace use the fire and just fucking wreck Natsu, Like, I'm hyped to see what this dude can do, man. So let me backtrack. I don't want this to turn into a wank fest, and it'll be like 15 minutes of me talking about what I hope Ace can do. But the other thing with this chapter that just really, really stood out to me was the fact that Oda slipped in bits of comedy in there, as well as showing another side to Vivi, which was very much needed because we did see how Dalton recalled her, and he knew who she was. And he says, "You've grown into quite the lady," and then you see how she's caring for Karu because Karu tried to jump into the ice water to save Zoro, which is why he basically got frozen. And Nami's like, "Can you guys be a little more considerate? You know, Vivi's really not in the mood to party. You know, Karu is, still recovering." And there's this one scene where she just clocks Zoro over the head. Funny as hell. Funny as hell, but I get why she did it. But just seeing the different dynamics, I like how there was this one shot where Luffy and Usopp are just goofing off right next to each other. And I said when Usopp was introduced, I could definitely see both of them being kind of like Usopp being like a brother to Luffy. So I like that, But I also like the fact that, when Chopper gets praised because Nami says, "Oh, medicine isn't your only gift. You can talk to animals too." And Chopper's like, "Your flattery doesn't work on me." And you can just tell, and it makes sense, but you can just tell that Chopper really went through some shit before he got to the Quack Doctor, man. You can really tell that because he doesn't know how to take compliments. And here's the shot I was talking about. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, even Luffy and Usopp, like, you don't seem all that immune. And I like that because it shows that there's room for Chopper's character to continue growing even after joining Luffy's crew and going through his origin story. Okay, so I like that. I like that Oda's still leaving room for these characters to mature into something greater. So that was interesting to me. But the rest of the chapter pretty straightforward when it comes to the Straw Hats. They're fucking celebrating. I mean, they're living it up, man. Like, nothing wrong with that. But I like how Oda just brings back in the Baroque. Can't say a name right now. Sorry, guys. I'm getting tongue-tied. But I like how they're bringing them back in, and it ties back in where they're on Island Little Garden, okay? And I like how they're showing that Mr. 3 was supposed to be taken care of and he wasn't. And when it goes back to Alabasta, one of the things that we're seeing is that Sir Crocodile's like, "Well, I'm one of the 7 warlords. I'm known as a pirate who crushes all pirates. It's time for me to make my appearance." I like this. Everything is starting to kind of weave in together. Now all I'm waiting for is for Captain Smoker to show up, and I'm waiting for Buggy to show up. But it looks like the net's just drawing in on Luffy, and he's just walking head first into a shitstorm. So it looks like this is about to go down, man. Like, the best way I could describe this from my perspective is kind of like when Ichigo was going into Wako Mundo, okay? Like, you knew, like, oh shit, like, he's going right into the home of the Espadas. Like, he's headed for Las Noches. Like, this shit's about to go down. So I'm expecting some epic shit right now. But overall, pretty good chapter, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This was more of a recap because I didn't have too much to kind of, dive deeper into. Because for the most part, a lot of the stuff that I could have dived in, like, Chopper and the character growth he's got and Vivi's growth, it's all shit that I've talked about in the past before. I don't want to sound like a broken record. The only real big revelation outside of Sir Crocodile deciding to show up is my belief that maybe, just maybe, Luffy is related to Gold Roger. But that's going to be my question for you guys. What did you think when you saw the witch doctor say that? Like, when she was like, the will of D lives on. Let me know what you guys think. But as always, if you like anything I had to say, make sure you hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. Make sure you hit the link to go to the Facebook page. Hit the link and go to Twitter. But that's it. Thank you.